Hey guys, Liquid here, and welcome back to the next episode of Let's Answer Some Questions. As always, post questions below, and I will answer them next week. Let's get started. First off, we have CMO Games, who is expanding a bit about. I was talking about quote unquote adult cartoons last week, and he basically just says that Rick and Morty is indeed a very good show, and I've heard a lot of I've heard a lot about it, so I might check it out sometime. Um, and it seems to have captured the world by storm, like lately. Red Hood 440 asks, "What is the worst game you have ever played?" Um, I can't honestly think of just games that I've played that have just been super duper bad. Um, because I'm like if I'm not really a fan of it, I'll probably just stop playing. Like I probably like there were like weird little NES games or something like that that I tried out for like a minute. Um, I do remember that I don't really think it was necessarily the game's fault, but I remember actually falling asleep playing a demo for like the 2007 or 2008 Turok game. And I legitimately like fell asleep like mid gameplay. Um, I think I was just tired though. Um, I can't really off the top of my head can't think of too much that's just like I've really disliked. Um, yeah. Zabas asks, if you had a conduit power, what would it be? I believe this is a reference to Infamous. I believe in which like the people who have the superpowers are called conduits. Uh, he specifically like words it as a conduit power, so I'm not sure if he's just like saying out of all the powers that are in the game, what do you want, or just like well, if you had a superpower, what would it be? Um, if I remember correctly, like the infamous fellow, like his thing basically is that he's just like like he's all electric, um, and so that does seem like it could be kind of cool, like having the ability to be electric. I don't know. Um, I'm not really sure. I did play Infamous 2, but honestly, I know that there was like a woman who had like I think she had firepower or something. I really can't remember too much. That I haven't really played. I have not played like Infamous Second Son, so I don't really know what powers come up in there. Shadow Fanboy asks, "Do you think you would ever play a Sonic game like the adventure games, Colors, or Generations?" It's certainly, I guess, a possibility. Um, Out of all those, I've played the very first Sonic Adventure, and I enjoyed it. I would say. Um, I've never really been too big into the Sonic games. Uh, I've played like the originals and like I said, Adventure, but a lot of the newer stuff like I've just never checked out. But in the passing of time, I'm sure that that is a possibility. S Sneaky Viper asks, "What's your most embarrassing situation that you have been in?" Um, I really can't say that I've been in like uh too many like just situations where it's like you hear that and like you just like cringe from just secondhand embarrassment. Um, like I can't really think of too much. Like I've had like a very uh not really embarrassing life, I guess. Uh, I often have dreams in which I know lot of people like I know this is not really an answer to the question, but I do often have dreams where like I it's always where I'm back in like elementary school, and I like forgot to like wear some sort of article of clothing, um, like shoes or something, and it's always a bit weird. And he also asks, "What's my fondest memory in terms of video games?" Fondest memory. Fondest memory. Um, I'm just trying to think of like something, like playing with a friend or something and whatnot. Um, Fond memories. I can't really think of any if I'm completely honest. I'd say I had some fun probably when I was about 8 years old. Um, I watched my mother's boyfriend at the time play through Final Fantasy X, and it was like a few weeks in like August or something. I remember it was we were on summer vacation, and I would watch him play that, and that was fun. I guess I would call that a fond memory. Um, but if you're talking about like not really, if you're talking about like the games themselves, like games that I've played that have been very fond to me. Um, I do think the games that I've played in Japanese, Boku no Natsume, and to a lesser extent, like a Moon RPG remix adventure, they've been rather fond, I guess. Like especially when I think back to Boku no Natsume, I I get almost nostalgic for it, even though I only played it like a few months ago. Um, it was a fun one. Can you play South Park: The Stick of Truth? I imagine I can at some point, as I mentioned, like to the Sonic question. Like I have no current plans to do that, but I've heard that it's a good game, and I know that there's like an expansion or a sequel or something like that that's currently out, but that I've heard very good things about. So like I said last time, I've never really been into South Park, so I don't really know the ins and outs of the characters and what the plot is, but I'm sure that I could check it out and possibly still get some enjoyment out of it. But that's all the questions this week. Hopefully, I answered all the questions because a lot of these questions, a lot of the questions that are like opinionated or like opinion based, like what's your favorite this or what's your favorite that. Honestly, I can't really answer them well at all. But hopefully, you're satisfied with what I did give. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Next time, look it out.